Hey guys, so today I'm really glad to share with you one of the magic tricks that I created a long time ago, a few years ago, and I've used every day in my actual, performances ever since. Unfortunately, once it came up to this time, with the virus going around and everything, it's not really the best trick to do in person, as you'll see why. If you're doing it for a large audience, people might get a little nervous. It's not terrible. If you were to bring hand sanitizer and wash your hands afterwards, I'm sure people wouldn't care. But that being said, it is something to be aware of. If you're doing it online, though, or you're doing it for Instagram, it's perfect for that. And small groups, maybe family or whatever, they won't care either. It'd be fun to show them this. It is a very powerful effect, though. The effect that it creates is just a really cool illusion. We're going to take a look at that. Yeah. So let's get started. Let's take a look at exactly what it looks like. I'm going to perform it for you first so you can see what it looks like. And basically, it uses a ring and a rubber band. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be pulling this ring through the rubber band one strand at a time. So watch. We're going to go like this. The first one comes through like that. See? There it is. It's actually through it. You can see it. I'm gonna do a little bit more. Look, it's still through it. You can see it. And it goes bam. Just like that. I know, it's really quite visual. I'm going to do it again, though, just in case you obviously didn't catch it the first time. And you'll see the strands go through, except for go through at the same time, see? Just like that, bam. Oh, maybe that was too quick. Well, you know what? I'll do it again one more time, but you know what? I'll add an extra step to it. Because, for a long time, I got used to just pulling it on and off, pulling it on and off. But I realized that I probably could do something even more interesting than just pulling it off. I bet you I could do something a little bit crazy like this, all right? Something like this. Now, that's pretty crazy, right? Well, that's the magic trick. That's what it looks like. It has 3 phases, and we're going to learn each phase individually. Now, as you might have noticed, a certain part of this uses a move from the Crazy Man's handcuffs, but that's only once during the entire routine. The other 2 times are different methods that I've created specifically for this trick. So those moves are uniquely my own. They're just, one of them is a variation on a move that's used in coin magic a lot, and the other one is also a variation of, what do you call it? Actually, the other one isn't a variation, now I think about it. It really is unique. It doesn't do the same steps as any other move that I've seen, so it's a completely unique move as far as I'm aware of, unless somebody else has it somewhere printed, which I very much doubt. It is quite the complex move, and it's easy to do, but I just don't imagine anybody else has come up with the exact same thing that I have. It's definitely different. So let's take a look at it. We're going to take a look at the first one, which is the one that I completely created. I'm just going to call it the magic pinch, all right? Because the movement is revolved around the way that you pinch the rubber band. So what you're going to do is you're going to be talking to them when you start out, and what you're going to do is you're going to take just your pointer finger and your thumb, and you're going to pinch the rubber band at the bottom of the ring, where it's going through, right? Because both strands are through it. And you're just going to pinch the bottom rubber band, part of the rubber band, around the side of the ring, like this. See, I don't know if you can see that in there, but it's pinched around it with your thumb on either, and forefinger on either side. What you're going to do is you're going to take all of these fingers here, your ring finger, your ring finger, your middle finger, and your pinky, and you're going to insert them in between these 2 strands here on the other side. And you're just going to pull, after you insert it in, you're going to pull back this band right here on the bottom. You're going to pull it back to the back, and you're going to loop that through as well, and you're going to pull it back. So it creates this illusion where it's inside. Now you're not going to show them this right away. You're going to be doing this while you're talking really quick. And you're going to pull, you're going to put the top finger here on this rubber band. You're going to pull it in, right, behind. So it's going to come back over onto the strand, which means that you're going to be holding a double around behind your fingers on this side. So now you're going to pull it back and put it over the band like this, and you're going to act like you've done nothing, all right, at this point. Just act like you've done nothing, get it into this position. You're going to say, I'm going to pull the first strand through, and then you're just going to move this part up like this, and it looks like it comes through the first strand, right? Reality, it was already through beforehand. You did it while you're talking to them when they weren't paying attention. And then what you're going to do from here is you're holding the double behind these fingers, right? And you have this part pinched. What you're going to do is you're just going to let go of this, what you're going to do is you're going to hold this part and keep it pinched, but you're going to let go of the pinch. So yeah, sorry. Let me rephrase that. So you're going to let go of the pinch here, and like that. So what you're going to do is you're just going to let go of the pinch and hold these two fingers in place. Let go of the pinch, hold these two fingers in place, and it will automatically zip up. All right, so you let go and keep this finger through, and voila, it automatically goes up. I'm going to do that one more time so you can see clearly what's going on. You have it pinched, you have it back. You're just going to let go of this part, keep the finger in here, and then let go there, and it's going to go up to there. But the thing is, because the fingers are holding the corner of it, it pulls. It makes it so that rubber band still looks like it's going through the ring, even though you're holding it at the top here, because it's actually wrapped around this side. So when you let go like this, it looks like it goes through the rest of the way. It's just an illusion. If you play around with it, you'll figure it out. It's pretty easy to do. Just play around with it, and you'll figure it out. So now we're going to go to the next step, which is the crazy hand, or crazy man's handcuffs, right move. And it basically is where you use the fingers. You grip the top point, you have it here like this, right? And as you're pulling up, you're going to pinch this top piece with the forefinger, just move that finger out and into the other strand as you come back, and it just looks like it goes through, right? So bam, bam. So you're pulling the finger out of this one, putting it through the other loop, and letting go of the other loop at the same time really quick, and it just goes through. So that's how it's done, right? Now you can see this all over the rest of YouTube. People have revealed this 100,000 times. That's the only reason I'm putting it here. You can look up the original material. There's more done on it, like the subtleties. If you want to use it for the original way it's done, there's more subtleties and things. I recommend going and buying Michael Amar's stuff, because he talks about all sorts of cool rubber band moves and the things that do with just 2 rubber bands. This is just with this ring. So let's go ahead and take a look here really quick at the next move. The next move is the one that's more interesting. And basically I got the idea from a coin thing where people do this. I've seen people do the thing where they hide the coin behind their hand using this finger here. And so we're going to be doing that with the rubber band. And don't be surprised it fooled you. The psychology of how I did this was what was meant to fool you. So if it fooled you, that's the reason why. It's all about the psychology. I do the first 2 steps in order to get them ready for the last one, and bam, make it disappear. So here we go, watch. It goes up, you clip it, hide it behind your finger, grab it. But it's actually here. See, it's actually there clipped. And so the thing you got to worry about is when you're doing this is what you're going to do is you're going to move it back and forth like this. And then you're going to place it there as you cover it with your finger, and then drag your fingers down and pull. So you're leaving it there and then continue to act like you have it in your hand. It's actually there, right? Covered up by this middle finger. Then you're going to pretend to take it off, pretend to put it in your mouth, and then use your tongue and your cheek to add the illusion. And you're going to slide that up to the front of your mouth. And then act like you're spitting. Creates the illusion. And you're going to move your hand forward like this as you do it. You're going to bring it back like that. It really creates the illusion of the ring. It does this kind of bounce thing, right? So it makes it look like it comes onto the rubber band. Oh, I almost hit myself. Like that, all right? So that's what you do. And it'll create that visual illusion. Now, I always recommend when you perform this to do the other 2 beforehand. That's just my recommendation. And that should get you good and set up for this. Now, all the subtleties you have to worry about this is the ring. All right, so make sure when you're doing this, try to get a ring that's a band ring, that's solid, especially because obviously you want something that's solid so that they know nothing goes through. They can hold the ring afterwards or beforehand, whichever you want to do. It doesn't matter. And there's nothing to find. It's just sleight of hand. And the beautiful thing about this ring is, or the ring that you use, is you need a ring that has decent size. It can be thicker than this, but you don't want it to be too thick. You want it to be good enough, easy enough to hide behind the ring finger, because if it's skinnier than your ring finger is, then when it's sitting here and you have this other one here, because there's a hole in it, you can actually see through the space here. See? The ring's there, but it covers up by the finger, and you can just see through the space, which means that if they were to glance at the top, they wouldn't even be able to see that there's a ring there. This really creates the illusion perfectly if you just kind of subconsciously move it down a little bit and then move it around. If you know that you can do that with the ring you're using, I recommend doing that, because if somebody does look at your hand for some reason and they look through that space, it's just going to subconsciously convince them there's nothing there. Of course, you really want your attention to be here and not making a weird face while you're putting it in your mouth, because that's going to be so interesting that no one's going to pay attention to this hand very much. They already can see the whole palm while you're doing the move. And like this. All right, and they can already see your whole palm. So they're not going to think about the fact that the ring could be hidden here. Then you do the thing. Now, I don't know what to call this variation. I don't even know the exact name of the original move. I've just seen people do it before. And just around performance videos, Instagram, all over the place, right? People perform it, and I've seen it performed. And so I just know it from there. Where exactly it originally came from, I'm not sure. I think I saw a version of it in Bobos at some point. But it didn't really tell me where it came from. So I don't know who originally came up with the coin version. And the coin version is a little bit different in how you get into it. I'm not going to explain how you get into the coin version. I'm just explaining this version because this is my own variation. But yeah, if you want to look that up, I mean, I'm not sure exactly where you'd start. Maybe Bobos, but even then, I'm not sure. So here we are. This is the end of the tutorial. I hope it was useful to you, and that you'll be able to perform this and get a lot of good reaction. I hope you liked the content. If this was useful to you and you really liked it, then go ahead and just like and subscribe. I'm going to be putting out more videos of other stuff that I've created, and also give updates on stuff that you can pay for that I've created. And so just stay tuned for that. I think you guys will get a kick out of it. Thanks for your time, and have a good day.